And the next extreme demon we are gonna be remaking is the hallucination. In my last community post, I said the most liked comment would suggest the next extreme demon, and this one was it. It basically suggested me to remake either Limbo or the hallucination. Since I really want Limbo to be the last part of this level, today I'll be remaking the hallucination. Let's see how it goes. Okay, so before starting, I have to tell you guys something. Before this guy commented this, I actually didn't know about the hallucination at all. I had literally never heard about this level in my entire life. But then, when I got to see it for the first time, I automatically fell in love with it. Just the atmosphere, the good glow usage, and the details. I really like the hallucination in general. This level is the best 9 circles extreme demon in the game in my opinion. With that said, let's start doing it already. This is literally my first time making a 9 circles level gameplay, so yeah, forgive me if it ends up looking terrible. I'm basically gonna try to make a gameplay similar to the hallucination in general. I'll be adding a lot of portals, mini wave, and a UFO game mode here in the middle of nowhere, because I think it's really gonna remind the hallucination. And yeah, in about 1 hour, I was able to get this gameplay done, and this is how it looks like. Now, let's start decorating it. And I must say, when I started doing it, I already realized it would not be an easy task at all. The hallucination, as you guys can see, is a really good level on its own. It's basically perfect. It has good colors, good poses, nice details, and overall, it's a really nice looking thing. For this reason, I'm gonna have some trouble on remaking it for sure. I'm gonna start it by making some 9 circles poses so the decoration can pose like this. Then, I'm gonna make the block designs. When I was making it, I was really out of ideas. My mind was literally empty. I was basically just making a lot of bevels of blocks and a lot of random details, as you can see here. But then I started to observe better how the hallucination blocks are made, and then I started to actually make something decent here. I made some glow around the block, some glowy details into the base, some ground spikes, and then I decided to make a black glow in the bottom part of it. And it actually worked out pretty well into this structure. So far, this block was looking pretty good, but to be honest, it was looking way too similar to the hallucination. So I decided to add some stuff coming directly from my style into it. It's just 3D, and some really over decorated spikes just like that. Even though I have never decorated an actual 9 circles level in my entire life, I'd say this looks pretty good. At least for my first 9 circles block, it does. Now I will just make a similar thing to the mini wave structures, and yeah, I can say now that I am really feeling the flow of remaking the hallucination. You know, I don't see 9 circles levels being made in this game too often, but if there is one thing I really like about these levels, this thing is all the blocks are practically the same. You rarely will see any variation between blocks and structures in NC levels, and of course, for the hallucination, it wouldn't be different. As you can see, practically all the blocks from this level look literally the same thing. There are some small little variations here and there, but in general, the majority of the blocks look identical. And of course, I will take advantage of that. I'll basically just copy and paste these blocks a lot into this part. Like, I can't even describe the amount of copy and paste I'm using here. And to be honest, it feels really nice to do it. It's almost like I'm using a cheat code for decorating faster or something like that. However, since there are some different structures here in which I unfortunately cannot copy and paste anything into them, I will just decorate them just like I decorate the blocks, except I will make some extra details on them, and I will add some small variations and fading lines just like that. For the last, I'll be decorating this structure right here with this giant gap in its middle. I will basically add the same details I add to the blocks, but of course I will just make some small variation and it's basically done. And I'ma be honest with you, I cannot even believe I actually managed to finish this that fast. Man, I love making 9 circles levels. Now, it is time for the air deco. For me, the air deco from this level kinda reminds me from Ekron's one, in a sense that this level does not have a lot of arrows and things guiding you to in a specific way. It just has a lot of details thrown randomly around the part, such as connectors, barely visible arrows, these kinda hexagons, and of course, the saws. And speaking of saws, we are gonna start it by remaking those. The hallucination saws seem to be pretty easy to make, to be honest. I'm just gonna spam a lot of saws here, and then I'm gonna put some glow behind it and in front of it, just like that. Also, I will do a little variation for this small saw blade. Basically, it looks the same thing as the big ones, with less glow and, of course, less spam. After the saws, I proceeded to make the rest of the air deco from this level. Basically, the first thing I wanted to make is this effect right here, with these kind of hexagons and these small bright lines. I basically just placed some black hexagons and put some really bright glow behind them, and then I just put some black glow upon them, and it was basically done. It's a really simple but really nice effect, and I really like how it looks like. Now I'll just make some very subtle arrows with some of these lines around them, some blocks walls with very low opacity arrows in the middle of them, and also I will put these small things around the part just like that. I'm also gonna put some small low opacity connectors, just like the ones from the hallucination, except I'll use my style to make them. And for the last, even though this level originally does not have any kind of high bright arrows guiding the way the player should go, since I'm using my style to remake it, I will be adding some of those. I don't know, I really think they will fit pretty well into this part. Also, I'm gonna put a really low opacity T3 glow on this part, just like that. I'm sorry, I can't avoid making the legendary T3 glow. Speaking of glow, the hallucination has some really bright glow effects that I don't really like how they look like in general, but I will be adding one of them into this part. I will just spam a lot of glow lasers and reduce their scaling just like that. I'm also gonna make them to appear in the exact moment the player is going through this small wave corridor, so it creates this kinda cool effect. Now, to finish it, I'll just add the name of the members from my channel in random places of the part. Since I have a lot of members already, thank you all so much. I'll just say the places in which they are in very quickly. Burke, Vantasia, Ghost Zen, Vubio, Sneaky Brickio. Your username must be between 3 to 20 characters. ZT Alkai, Watheos, Crosshair Madness, another GD player, 1717, Woozy, Aiden, Popkosh22, The Lucas X, Polly GD, R6YY, Biohistoria, Nasser Sparks. Thank you all so much for becoming a member of my channel. I really appreciate it. I know, this part does not completely looks like the hallucination, and yeah, I agree. Maybe my style ended up covering the hallucination essence a little bit here. However, I still like this part anyways. I really hope you liked this video. Leave a comment asking what extreme demon you would like to see me remaking next, and yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.